we're off on another adventure. I want to talk about ski school a little bit. I learned to teach skiing in the 80s, actually in the 70s, sorry, from Jerry Warren and Junior Banus at the Snowbird Ski School. These two guys were part of the PSIA, that's Professional Ski Instructors of America. I don't know, forget what they call it, the national demo team. They would go around the world teaching other ski schools how to teach skiing. And it helped me get a grasp on the business aspects of ski school. For starters, if you have a ski school and you want to pay your professional ski instructors well, they are professionals and they enjoy their jobs, but they also have to pay their rent, then you want to have a progression of steps through ski school that gives everyone a good experience, and most of all, keeps them in ski school long enough that you have good recurring income from students. The real goal of ski school is recurring income, so that ski teachers develop relationships with their clients, and in later years, as they become good skiers, aren't you a bit too close? In later years, as they become good skiers, they still come back to ski school and they have private lessons and they connect with the ski school instructors and go up, and the ski school instructors help them crash the lines and do more skiing. If you pay your ski instructor to ski with you, you'll be able to avoid the lines and just go right up every lift. Ski instructor's number one job, and I don't mean this facetiously because they are good people and they want to help, but their number one goal is tips. The ski instructor wants tips so that at the end of the season, that instructor, that person has some cash to last through the rest of the season, when most of the time they're doing roofing or tile work. Now, in ski school, the first thing you learn when you're taught to teach is about the comfort zone and what people need to do to stay in their comfort zone. If they're not comfortable, they won't learn anything. So if you think about a group of ski students, you're going to want to, the teacher has to pay attention to the comfort zone of the most marginal student, the person who's least comfortable, the person who may be hungry, tired, or cold, or scared. And that's going to determine the tempo of the entire class. So when you have a class of new ski students who really haven't skied before, it's dangerous. If somebody gets going too fast, they can crash and get hurt, and then you have a big liability. So a ski instructor's number one job is to keep people safe and comfortable, and skiing is third or fourth. Learning to ski is third or fourth. So if you have one instructor and say 5 to 10 students, and they're all new, you're going to put them into the wedge. You're going to get those feet apart, talk to them about pizza and wedge so that they lean back and stay safe and they don't get going down the hill. That's because you can't watch everybody at the same time, and you've got 5 or 6 people unwatched while you're paying attention to one, and you don't want those people getting out of hand and running down the slope and running into something or someone. So they taught us in ski school that if you have a class, you're going to get everybody into the wedge and do follow the leader wedge exercises and move them through the standard progression from wedge to stem Christie, eventually to a kind of a hockey stop or a parallel. And it can take a year, it can take a couple of years to go through this. But we had one session with Junior Banus, who took us onto the bunny hill and said, look, if you've got a single student, if you have a private lesson, you want to take that person out, make them run their skis straight and come to a hockey stop right away. He called this the square turn. You don't teach the snowplow if you have a one-on-one situation with a student. In a private lesson, you teach parallel turn, hockey stop on short skis. That will get them to do into the turn, kind of a hop, run downhill, and then finish with a hockey stop. Again, then hop into the turn, run downhill, square finish with a hockey stop. You can forget about the wedge, you can forget about the stem Christie. So that's what I teach, and I think everyone can learn by side slipping and hockey stopping at the very beginning. And that's my method. And if you think about owning a ski school and some guy comes to you and says, hey, I can teach you how to get everybody on the hill skiing safely, controlling their speed, and having a good time, parallel skiing, leaning forward in 4 days with no snowplow, and then they're done, how would that go over at the meeting of the people who own the ski school? Well, that's not going to give them recurring revenue. That's not going to make them the money that if they would keep people in ski school for years and years, running through a very slow progression of many steps. So my method is 4 days and no ski school. And I appreciate the job that ski teachers do every day, keeping people comfortable and babysitting them, but they are not doing a service to skiers. When you sit on the chairlift and look down, what you see every day, all the time, is people leaning back. They acquired that habit in ski school, learning to lean back, to put on the brakes and stay safe. That's what the wedge does, and that's what we don't do in David Siegel's ski school.